Very positive update on Julian Lewis and the Colorado Buffaloes. And I will say this about Julian Lewis in Colorado. A lot of people are going to sleep on him this upcoming year, but Coach Prime did a lot of big moves, man, to obviously help out this roster and this team. Promoting his linebackers coach, bringing in, obviously, guys from Sac State. He's done what he's supposed to do. Guys like Boo Carter obviously coming into this transfer portal class. Julian obviously is going to be his QB1. They did a really good job getting running backs out of the portal as well. Just building out this roster to be competitive, I think, in 2026. Now, this is what the OC, Brendan Marion, had to say. And remember, they moved on from Pat Shurmur. He said he truly does have $1 million arm. People forget that he skipped his senior year. He's a very young. All right, so this is what he had to say. He truly does have $1 million arm. People forget that he skipped his senior year. He's a very young player. He's maturing every day. He's getting better every day. But as far as his arm talent, he's in the class of Quinn Ewers. Those type of guys, when you talk about being able to throw at an elite level. And obviously, if you ever follow Julian Lewis, you know he was a 5-star, 4-star prospect. Coming out of high school, playing for the Carrollton Trojans. A very illustrious prep career. Did he ever win a title? No, but went to 2 state championship games. Unfortunately, lost both of them to Grayson and then Mill Creek. Mill Creek had that team that had, obviously, Caleb Downs, Jamal Anderson, and all them thoroughbreds. And he lost to Grayson, who had Tyler Atkinson and Anthony Davis and all those thoroughbreds as well. But nonetheless, man, Julian's always performed and played at a high level. So now you get in a situation where he's given the reins. He's given the keys to the car, which we saw with the recruiting image, obviously, a few years ago with Shador handing the keys to the kingdom for, obviously, Julian Lewis. And like I said, most people are going to obviously overlook this team, but I think it's going to be definitely a tougher matchup for Georgia Tech this year, a tougher matchup for more teams in the Big 12. And I know they lost, like I said, coordinators and obviously different people. You know what I'm saying? They obviously lose their offensive coordinator. They obviously lose Warren Sapp, their defensive line coach. They're going to lose Dylan Topeko. But nonetheless, man, I think Coach Prime has surrounded himself and this team with enough weapons to make a difference. And what they were missing last year was a true quarterback. Yes, Julian was young, but remember, y'all, he was a true freshman, and he reclassed. So bro was young. Bro was still figuring things out. But he showed one thing he showed was a lot of promise. He showed, hey, I could do this thing. I could be that guy for you guys in the future. And I think he made one of the best decisions was going to Colorado. Now, Coach Prime has a guy he can get the ball to. Now it's just, do I have enough weapons, right? After losing some of these pieces, the Omarion Millers and things like that, do I have enough pieces around him in order to obviously ball out? Now, he went and got Danny Scudero, who was obviously one of the top leading receivers for San Jose State. That should help out, obviously, a good bit. Also brought in, obviously, the Ward brothers. Christian Ward, true freshman, and obviously Alexander Ward. Now, those guys obviously should be able to help as well. Now, we'll see what happens, but all they were missing last year was a quarterback. Defense was pretty decent. Some of the games, they didn't look that good. I'm not going to disagree with y'all. They didn't look that good. But a lot of times, they were missing a quarterback and being able to sustain drives. I think it will be different for them now moving forward. So watch out for this team. I'm not saying they're going to win the Big 12. I'm not saying they're going to make a CFP, but they will be a lot more competitive. They're not going to win 3 games next year. Now, you can argue with yourself, call me crazy, but I think with Julian Lewis at the helm, this will be a more formidable team. And don't be surprised if they win it in the 7, 8, even 9-game range next season, okay? They're going to surprise some people. But when you answer the quarterback position with a guy that has a strong arm and a guy that has a nice arm and he can throw the ball wherever he needs to get the ball and fit it to, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I agree wholeheartedly with the OC. I think Julian Lewis is on the come up. I think he's going to surprise a lot of folks in the Big 12, and he's going to be that guy people are going to start obviously talking about. And he's young, so you have another year after this year. And you guys will see. Don't be surprised going into the 2027 season if he's considered one of the top quarterbacks in college football.